Welcome to a new movie. Our movie today is mystery and fantasy. Comedian named Simple. A man is locked in an empty room without doors or windows and full of buttons, imaginary, and he's trying to get out. But wisdom on the subject? Every moment counts. Keep in mind, in the semen he starts with a Japanese man wearing colored pajamas in an empty room without doors or windows. When he gets close to Precaution to explore the place, I see a strange thing. It looks strange. It emerged from Precaution, trying to explore. What is this exactly until he tramples on the head. Then he appears from the earth and the ocean. A lot of young angels and smiling. Please take a second before they disappear again. But they disappear. The wrong part of their body gets stuck in Precaution, and it remains in the form of a button, to the extent that Precaution dictates a button, but each button has a theme. This stage is called the learning stage. He is Besham, his fingers that touch the strange-looking button. The man cries out of fear and asks help from anyone, but no response. Here he decided to try the buttons and see what would happen, and every time I pedal on a button, there is a random need. Room from mattress, Sinin for a large vase, for many other needs. The buttons are the same need. Here it arrives. It is understood that every button, for a specific need, just because he's stupid. A little comment on the button. I need to be sure. He tries to step on the button next to him. He comes out of a small Arab from Precaution and hits him in the leg. The second button that he tramples on after he screams in pain. I turn to the background and replace it with one gas in front of me in the face of it. After hours, the man collects many random things in the room, and he throws the ball and knocks a button in the Precaution and presents it. Sushi is excited about it because he was dying of hunger, but while he was eating, he found out he needed food sauce, and he asks those who kept him from her, but as usual, without a response, she is upset, and he preferred to step on the buttons until he stayed in front of him. 3 kg just without the sauce, after surrender, and because he is hungry, the man seemed to eat sushi and find it delicious, and as soon as I finished eating, praise be to Allah, Betos on the button he downloaded. Sushi sauce that was going to die on. And this topic is empty. It's amazing. Betos has a different button. Bayula 3D glasses from school days. When he wears it, he can see it. A small angel is on a sensitive area. The man is happy that he got the right button. And after he trampled on this particular button, the room darkens and sees. Count down, and then you appear. A large background by changing it one gas front judge and eliminate it. After hours. And try the button on the ground. Buttons in them was a very important surprise. Why? Which is that this button opens. A door in Precaution. The man celebrates this discovery, but he's excited. Forgot which button he stepped on to open. Director is trying. Random buttons saw African man. He comes out of Precaution and enters the second. He starts to try. The button after that came down. Water on his head. Finally, he found a button. The director sees it. He is close and tries to run towards him and keep him closed. Second try. Same thing. After that, he discovers that the door is preferably open as long as it is on the button, and that's why. Different ways. So that he prefers. Dice on the button, including that he is trying to affect the distance to the door, on the basis that the two little ones are going to break. Stupid stay. He tries in every way, but all roads fail, and the last of them is riding. The little Arab will push her the first time he steps on the button to go quickly. It was a failed way too. It's all I need. In a way that he can keep the head of the button coming down, he puts the large vase on top of it, but the buttons do it and the head looks out. The man reaches the idea that he is dictating the vase to make its weight decrease. First idea. I remember him that he dictates it. Sushi because he knows the buttons, but you dictate to the other so much that he can't move it from its place. Also, he will not be able to cross his hand from it to remove the increase from Sushi. What is in front of him? Any other solution except that it shows Sushi won. Moments later, and when I remove them a little sweet, he can remove the vase and move it. And when he got close to the buttons, he forgot which buttons in them for the exit. He tries to stomp on a button in them. The African man comes out and messes up. Vase by mistake. This causes the vase to break and divide to halves. In this moment, the man is disappointed, and before he collapses, he tries to lock the buttons with Sushi, but there is no benefit, and the head looks like it. Then he tried to cover the button with a metal plate and a stick on top of it, but no need. After taking some painkillers to deal with the pain that the door did, every time he fumbled, he stretches his back and sleeps. He wakes up afterwards and wants to wash. Sanana Betos on the water button, behind the wall, step on the wrong button and put it down. Rope from the ceiling. His mod is getting better, because the rope gives him an idea of his plan. New. Open the door and use the rope so that it can arrive quickly before it closes. He really succeeded and reached the door and returned from him. But unfortunately he discovers another door, and he discovers that he is also locked. He will return to the room again in time before the door closes, but flop through the door and who? His frustration hit Precaution and stepped on a button and revealed a key, flying in the middle of the room. But the key disappears as soon as the button goes down. Same thing as the door. Here, the topic remained difficult for him. He must see a way to make the key appear in the room. The door is open at the same time. The first thing is to find the key button again to get confused. As usual, he tries to think of somewhere. His leg hit precaution, and he pedaled on the wrong button. A dog takes him out of precaution, and he is on him. Same with the second attempt, but luckily his third attempt succeeded, and the key appeared. He is watching his hand, and his eye on the button. He walks behind him to get a piece. Sushi teaches the buttons and stomps on the head. The first thing he does is this. Take it out. The dog is again and choose it, because he stepped on the wrong button too. This time he found the button and continues his plan. Make the rope. It rolls to arrive. Bell the button, but the rope is not long. When he fell on the ground, he saw a plug that had come down before and was thinking of using it. After such a failed attempt, the world began to adjust with it, and after a deep breath, move himself. Step on the key button. The key showed his cheek. He stepped on the door button, and quickly, he succeeded in reaching the door before it closed. He walks away from the door of the room to open the door behind him, but he opens the door. I'm surprised that there is another lock. I need 3 numbers to open. The man went crazy and came back to the room again, and he flopped in the door while it closed. As usual, he's in disappointment. Amal Permi. The piston nervously and clutches in a button in the precaution that he intended. This button is shown by the African man. He is looking at the African man. He sees the 3 numbers that he needs to open the small lock, written on his head, and for the time, behind the door limited. The man makes 3 attempts, each attempt with a number. To some extent collect. Oh, finally, can open the back door? But first he opened the back door. The door to the room behind it is closed, and surely stay. Trapped in a small place. Not enough space to leave. Can complete? Open the door. The man here is broken. He sits on the ground and cries, and he thinks of the fun he had and the button, and the needs that were coming from her. He was locked up, but at least he had a space in which he moves comfortably and is not restricted now. But he knew that he did not appreciate the blessing that was in his hands. Like many of us, he can't appreciate grace except when you leave him. Here the attachment stage suddenly ended. Feel a breath. Air from the door to the north. As soon as he touched it, he found out it was a fake hole. Quickly, he ran out of the hole and came running. Then the quarter will be delivered. Mysterious related in the air in the middle of a dark place. He feels that he died and is being held accountable and completed my run. When he arrives to the exit and leaves it, find himself in another room. Then his hair will be the longest and the pajama colors have disappeared. This room is empty too. Her door closes the first time the man enters her atmosphere, but instead, the little angels see the big angels disappear in precaution and get stuck. The wrong part of their body is also in the shape of a button. This stage is called stage practice. The scene then takes us to Mexico City. In a family here, a sense of concern for one wrestler from the family named. He will play a big wrestling match once Asgard. You don't think the wrestler who will play him, younger than him, stronger than him, but Grandpa says what's important is experience. His daughter Kareem takes it in Arabic. You reach a ring, wrestling, to get ready, and change his demolition, and he controls himself at school. Asks Gardman. A colleague is harassing him. They say he and his father are a failure. Karma returns to answer the child, Antonio and the grandmother to see. The match is walking. Then the child and grandfather enter, and they find chairs for themselves in the last row before the match begins. The one team enters the ring and salutes. Audience. Then he enters a team. Asgartman and his owner of the ring. The owner of Asgartman begins. The match was an excellent start, and the second team hits, but quickly, they can overcome on him because to hit him alone. Please warm up. Ask Gartman and ask him to enter the ring to hit him, but he refused. His owner here did a trick. Let the second team hit each other. He took the opportunity to run away from them and go down in his place. Ask Gartman. Ask Gartman here is surrounded by the second team, and they're about to come down on him in a chair. The man in the magic room is DOS on a button, and this is empty. Ask Gartman magically stretches his neck and hit the second team with the head. In the room, there is nothing that happened to the man, and he left him. And cause that? Asgartman ruins the world and beats its owner and the referee and the child until the bell. And because there is no result, the man prefers to try different buttons. But every button here needs to happen in real life. Buttons in them. Let the singer of the metal team. He shows fire to his audience at the party. Los Angeles. The second one makes a magician. The magical is trying to hide his help. And the third let a Chinese man go to his dogs. The man here is about to surrender at the moment that sees a light coming from above. He notices that this room does not have a ceiling, unlike the second room. And I see 2 flying angels. This time he thought that. Try a new idea. Instead of stepping on buttons, I will use it to see the precaution. The plan is working well. But every time he stomps on a button, whether with his hand or his leg, there is a strange need in normal life. Animals fall. Flowers open. Every time it looks higher, the effect will be greater on nature. And man, and animal, and by the time he reaches the top, the man has his hair and his chin was big, and I don't need to hold the buttons or be careful. He can find himself, he can fly like an angel, and using all the experiences I learned from the learning stages and practice, now I can't choose randomly. He remained in control of his choices, and we know that little symbols in our lives when we use them and practice. On her we can stay stronger. It will be a stage in our lives. Get to the upper stage after that. Over time, it remains surrounded by soft feathers, instead of precaution and its strange buttons, and he enters. Norha Gate is rigid. You enter the last room. In the last room, in the last scene, the man's back shows the world map, and in front of it is a button, very huge, and he's about to step on it. This stage is still called the future stage. If you like the movie and want to see a stage, the future together, know me in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe so that you don't miss the new one. See you with a new movie.